So it's that time of year where us in colder climates have to winterize our RVs. So my particular RV is a Grand Design 21G, and we have the Nautilus, the P2.5 system for our water. So I'm gonna go over how to winterize the RV. It's gonna be real similar for really any rig. We've had a Grand Design. We also before that have had a Heartland Bighorn, a fifth wheel. Very similar concept. So you'll first want to open up all your faucets, your low point valves, your water tanks, everything. Get all the liquid out, all the fluid out, all the water out of the lines and everything. I always switch my inlet over to fill. That opens up, lets the air flow through, opens up the faucets, the lines, so that water can pull through. Low point drains, have those opened up as well too. Once you get all the water through, you're going to shut all those valves back up. Your faucets, shower, vanity faucet, kitchen, all of that. Don't forget about your outdoor shower. If you have an outdoor shower, you want to do that as well too. You'll shut those up. Then you're going to do your hot water heater bypass. You'll want to turn that valve off, switch any valves accordingly as you'll need to, and I'll show how to do that. So in the meantime, let's take a look at what we will need. It's just a couple items. What we'll need to winterize the RV and to get the antifreeze through the lines. So let's take a look at that and we'll go over that. All right, so what you're going to need, first thing obviously you're going to need is the antifreeze. This is the food safe antifreeze. Just go to any auto parts store, Walmart. I picked this up at Walmart, and they'll have it. It says on here for boats, RVs. So that's what you need. Travel trailer is going to take 2 to 3 gallons. Your fifth wheels are going to take 4 to 6. Bigger rigs are going to take potentially 5, 6, 7. I always buy a little bit extra. If I think I'm going to take 2 or 3, I'll buy 4 just so I for sure have enough. I go real generous on it. I make sure I get enough water or antifreeze through the water lines. And then I want antifreeze, a little bit of it in my tanks, my black tank, my gray tank. And I want to make sure that I put enough down the drains to where it's filling those P traps, so those don't freeze up and crack as well too. So you'll need your antifreeze. You'll need a 5-gallon bucket. 5-gallon bucket is to just make it easier. I always dump 2 to 3 gallons of the antifreeze into the bucket. And then you're going to need a 3-4 foot long garden hose. You'll screw this in to the inlet, and then this end here, just have it cut off, will go into the bucket, and the water pump will then pull the antifreeze out. So let's go ahead and get the hot water heater bypass valve switched over and get all our valves closed up, and then we'll start the process of getting the antifreeze through the lines. All right, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to locate your hot water heater, and the inlets, the valves are going to be on the back side of the hot water heater. So in my 21G, there's a door underneath the refrigerator, a cabinet door. You open that up, that's where the back of the hot water heater sits. The hot water heater sits in that cabinet essentially underneath the refrigerator. So you've got your water valves here. So this water line here, this blue line, is the hot water. It's actually cold water that's going to fill your hot water heater. So as that hot water heater fills, this red line here, that's where the hot water heater is going to leave the hot water is going to leave the hot water heater and go to your faucets everywhere. This here is actually your bypass valve. So the way this is set up now with us using it, the hot water valve is going to be open. That allows the hot water to travel through the RV. The cold water going into the hot water heater is open. That allows the hot water heater to fill, obviously. And then this bypass valve is closed to prevent water from filling and bypassing and mixing cold water with hot water at this point here. So what you're going to do is you're going to you're gonna close. So you can see these valves, you know they're open or closed when they're in line with the line. When they cross the line is the easiest way to think about it. They're actually closing it. So you're gonna turn this valve. It's just gonna go quarter turn. So now the water going into the hot water heater is shut off. We're gonna close this one up here. We'll close that one. So the water leaving the hot water heater is shut off, but we're gonna open this valve here. And these are obviously sometimes gonna be a little hard to get to. So now this valve we're gonna open up. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna allow the water, the antifreeze now, to bypass the hot water heater. So it's gonna come up, it's gonna fill to this point but stop, and then it's gonna run here and then fill. So no water is going to get into the hot water heater from that point forward. So, and we're gonna leave it like that through the entire winter. And then when we de-winterize, we're gonna just open those valves back up that we closed and close the one valve that we, and open the one valve that we closed. I'm sorry. Then we're going to close the one valve we just opened up. So we're gonna, in the spring, again, let me clarify that. Open two valves, close the one valve. So, all right, let's jump outside and start getting the antifreeze pumped through the lines. All right, so one thing I think I failed to mention when draining the water lines and getting all the water out of your tanks and everything is to get the water out of the hot water heater. So what you're gonna do is the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna release this pressure valve here. Pull that, release the pressure, and then you'll want to either remove your anode rod, or on this Dometic, it's just this plastic plug that goes over the drain. So you'll take this drain plug out. This particular one's a inch and 1/16 is the size socket that you'll need for that. So get all the water to drain out. Now's a good time too to flush. I have a wand. You can flush your hot water heater as well too. So I drain it after every use. This is a rental, so it's out almost every weekend. So we constantly drain and clean this, so we won't need to do that now. So, but all right, let's jump over now to the water. So what I've done is I've got my you can see here I've added my 2 gallons of antifreeze to the 5-gallon bucket, and I've got my hose hooked up here. So just simply going to drop that end into there, and on the Nautilus systems it's going to actually tell you exactly what to do on the panel here. So you can see right here, it's actually, you probably won't be able to see it, but it says sanitize and winterize. So this is where my winterization hose, I'll call it, will go into. And then it tells you right here, winterize will have both the green and the blue straight out. So I've went ahead, I've closed my low point drains. I've made sure that my black tank, my gray tank valves are closed as well too. So what I'll do now is I will flip my water pump on, and you'll hear the water pump start pumping, building pressure. And like I said, this right here, this is my outdoor shower. I think it's turned off. To be honest with you, we've never used it, so it should be turned off, but we'll just, when we're pumping water through, we'll make sure that it does that, so that it's turned off. So let's go ahead and flip that on. And I can hear the water pump, and it's actually pulling antifreeze out. So the water pump is filling. And we'll just let it fill until it stops. And you can see now I got antifreeze coming out of here, so I'm gonna turn these off. All right, so now let's go inside, and we will turn on each individual faucet. The shower We'll flush the toilet to where we see that pink antifreeze come through. And once we see that pink antifreeze come through, then we'll know that the water or the antifreeze has went through the water lines. So you'll want to do both the hot and cold. Oh, so there's a pink. So we built good pressure there, so we're good there. Get that air out. Okay, we're good there. Now we'll jump up and we'll do the same in the bathroom. And if you have water in your lines, what it's going to do is it's just going to push. It's going to push that, the antifreeze is going to push the water out. So I like to run a lot. I probably run a lot more than what a lot of people do. Because like I said earlier, I want that trap to be completely full of antifreeze. So we'll do the shower here. We'll do the cold first. And that's pink. And that's pink. All right. All right, so now let's do the toilet. Same exact process with the toilet. There goes our pink antifreeze. And then what I personally like to do, I like to run that down there, get that in the black tank. Any liquid that's left in there won't freeze. And then I will actually fill the toilet and just leave it filled with antifreeze in the bowl, like what you see right there through the winter. That way the that ring's not, gasket's not freezing up and cracking, and I, try to not have any issues with that. All right, so it's that simple. In about 5 minutes, you can have the whole RV winterized. Don't forget, if you have an ice maker in your freezer, in your refrigerator, that you'll need to winterize that. So in our previous rig, we had a residential fridge, so we had an ice maker. So what I would do is I would leave that filter in there, and then I would just run water through. You're not going to, the filter is actually going to filter out the pink color. So run it for a good amount of time, a couple, a minute or so, 45 seconds, and you know that the antifreeze has got through the line and through that. So, but then you're going to want to make sure that if you do that, you're going to get a new filter next year anyways. So pull that filter out, put a new filter in, use that, and then do the same process annually whenever you do that. So if I have, like here, I have a little bit of extra antifreeze left in the bucket. So I just go around, dump a little bit extra down each drain. It's just going to sit. That's just a little bit extra, like I said, in the P-traps that I like to do. And other than that, you're good to go. So we'll post a video in the spring whenever we de-winterize it, before we go out the first time. Once we're past that, our last freeze essentially, we'll get the RV back up and going, because we'll have some rentals coming up. So in the meantime, I'm going to post down below in the description the link to this particular unit. If you guys are in the Midwest and you want to rent this RV, we will deliver it anywhere in the Midwest. We're located outside of St. Louis in Wentzville, Missouri. We'll also, we have a deal with a local dealership. They allow us to use the dealership for their for our drop-offs and pickups. So if you were to rent from us, we're going to meet you at the dealership. They have full hookups. We're going to hook it up completely, go over it with you step by step on exactly how to operate everything. And like I said, though, we will deliver it for you. So check out the rig below. If you want to just look at a 21G, kind of see pictures of it, we've got some pretty good pictures of it. It's 2022 Grand Design 21G. With the back deck and everything. So we've got some good pictures on there, so check that out. So appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will catch you guys next time.